Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to discuss birth number 29 pretty briefly. The later numbers, these compound ones, kind of reflect the earlier ones from 10 to 20. So that's why the ones in the 20s, they don't take very long in regards to summarization, just because you know mostly about them from the single digit forms of them, and then you already know about them from like 11, 12, 13, you get it. So with 29, it's very similar to the 11 because it is an 11. You add 2 plus 9, you're going to get 11, which is going to then go down to 2. So this is quite a lot of moon energy in this one, probably the highest moon energy number. When I think about it, for a birth number, it definitely would be. Because you do have the 2 at the beginning, turns into an 11, then turns into a 2 finally, again, at the end of the equation. So with that being said, these people are very passionate. For some reason, the emotion that comes out of these people is mostly anger. These guys can make a killing in any sort of business, from the stock market to independent entrepreneurship. But they like to wage war. You have to be very careful if you have children that are born the 29th. Make sure they're not influenced by evil influences, like people that are bad, especially in their youth. Because of the 2, they're very susceptible to whatever's around them, they become it. The 9 is already like that. Like I've discussed in other videos, the 9, whatever you add it to, it just becomes that number. You add 9 plus 2, it becomes 11, which turns into 2 again. 9 plus 3, 12, same thing, turns into 3. So you have to understand that the 2 and the 9 are both very susceptible to whatever influence is around them. The 11 is a catalytic number, meaning it's very extreme. It's an amplifying number. So then again, you're going to get somebody who can be amplified by whatever. So this really comes down to nature and nurture a lot. This gets outside of numerology, and we get to more so behavioral psychology. Because now we're getting to, okay, we have to look at it like this. If this person is raised by a sociopath, they have a very high chance of becoming a sociopath compared to other birth numbers that might have a mind of their own. I'm not saying 29s don't think for themselves. They more than definitely do, because once they have a set way of being, they're very stubborn and won't change it. So it's a very strong, powerful number. Also very intuitive, great for relationships. If you're in a relationship with somebody that's born the 29th, or you're yourself as a 29, you guys can definitely be very intuitive. You guys notice the small things that others may not. But just watch out for the anger. That's the only con with the 29, I'd say. And then the emotional volatility, of course, and the ability to be influenced by others rather easily. You just got to make sure that you have a set mind, and the best way to do that, especially if you have the 11 as a master number, is to simply find a solid purpose. Find a purpose that's actually going to be positive for yourself and probably benefit others as well. Once you have that, then your problem is pretty much solved. The evil influences or bad people that could be around you will not be able to influence your mind. You have to remember the 29 is your conscious brain. The main power now that I'm going to get into with the 29, just what a lot of people don't talk about, it's only talked about in Vedic numerology, which is the ability to control mind and body. So because it's so easily influenced, as I was saying, by other influences, this also carries a karmic sort of weight, because it's still an 11, has master number energy. The master number gives the 29 a very specific skill. The skill is to control their mind, meaning control their emotions, and control their body. So things like martial arts, yoga, anything of that sort, even any sort of like athletic sport, they'll be very good at, just because you do have that Mars daring energy that adds to the 11 as well. So you have a very an amplified number. It's an 11, but it's an amplified form of the 11 that's kind of built for war, if you ask me. That's the thing. And that war could be put into the economy, go into the military, it could go into whatever you want. Just make sure you put it into something that's going to be constructive and not just chaotic for you. So understand that your power is mind and body. Your mind can actually change your reality if you change your thinking. You'll be very shocked at how quickly things will change around you. Is that said for everybody? Somewhat, but for you, very specifically, just because your mind actually has a bit of a more amplified wavelength, if you ask me. If you look at the Vedic numerology and the Chaldean numerology, you'll see that they actually do talk about the 29 having special powers. They talk about it mainly in the realm of the name number, but I do also believe that because it's your birth number, it's in the mental realm, it's going to have that same sort of effect, if not more amplified. All right, guys. As for the 11 part of it, just make sure that you utilize childhood suffering as well. 11 always comes with some sort of childhood trauma, whether that be through verbal or physical abuse. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. In numerology, nothing is good or bad, it just is what it is, so that's how I describe it. I don't mean to sound sociopathic or monotone about it, but that's just how it frankly is. Certain numbers just have more hardships than others because they're built in a different way. Some numbers are built off positive energy, as I said in other videos. Other numbers are built off of negative energy. So once you understand that maybe you're going to be built off of negative energy through the 11, you need to just use those experiences that you went through in order to make a more constructive future for yourself. All right, guys, so that would conclude my synopsis of the birth number 29. If you guys do have any questions for me regarding the number at all, please leave it in the comments. Aside from that, like, subscribe, I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Thank you.